Shiba Inu have been gradually getting better lately. Bullish patterns may be seen on the chart. Approximately 38 trillion Shiba Inu are in motion. Signs of excitement are being given by analysts. However, the truth is that most of you may not have enough insufficient Shiba Inu to really make it. The statistics are just startling. So what's going on? And what exactly am I talking about? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. Individuals are once again feeling satisfied with their choices. Additionally, due to some bullishness, one expert recently made a significant prognosis on the future direction of Shiba Inu and his words. In a way, crazy. If you want a real chance to become a millionaire in the future, you would need to hold a certain amount of Shiba Inu right now, he said. What's crazy? The majority of folks don't even have enough to reach that amount. However, I'll explain it in more detail later in the video. But first, let's examine the current state of the charts. Shiba Inu seem to be staying stable at this crucial level. Around this price range, a huge portion of tokens are resting on the hands of several individuals and more than 26,000 wallets. We are discussing trillions. That increase isn't insignificant. Right there, it seems like a whole tower of support, and that may be a significant issue. This level might potentially serve as the starting point for a further upward rise, depending on the market sentiment during the next days. We might be in for a thrilling experience if the momentum continues to increase. The catch, however, is this. About 38 trillion Shiba Inu coins are available at the moment, and they have the power to significantly influence future events. A lot of Shiba Inu, that is. This enormous pile is located quite close to the current cost range, and on-chain data indicates that it is forming a kind of resistance area immediately above our present position. In other words, the bulls may have some difficulties at this moment. This is why it matters. A large number of holders gathered up all those tokens, actually over 67,000 wallets. Around this point, which we are already approaching, they bought in. When the price rises again, what will happen? Many of those holding may begin to sell, however. Some people will aim for break-even. Some people may want to lock in a profit. Moreover, there is a sort of ceiling when so many individuals are trying to sell at once. It seems as if the price increases, encounters a barrier, and then strains to burst past. Therefore, in order for Shiba Inu to continue rising, the bulls or purchasers must be strong enough to withstand all of that selling pressure. They must buy up all that is being sold, or surpass it. There may be a really interesting breakthrough if that occurs, because if this outbreak does occur, it has the potential to drastically alter lives. This is the sort of move that has the potential to turn many investors into millionaires. The major question, however, is this. To do that, how many Shiba Inu would you really need? It was recently broken out by one expert, and it's very fascinating. Thus, they ran the calculations based on all of this increasing market confidence. Yes, it would be a hefty bag if someone were to purchase 100 million Shiba Inu coins at this time, but it is not impossible. Based on current pricing, the price would be somewhat more than $1,000. Imagine for a moment that Shiba Inu achieves that ideal level of 1 penny per token. That $100 million bag, it would have a cool $1 million value. Isn't that crazy? Because Shiba Inu would have to go up a staggering proportion from where it is presently in order to hit that 1 cent threshold. We're talking about a very large jump. However, despite how crazy that may seem, some individuals think it's feasible. Shiba Inu's market worth would soar into the trillions if it were to succeed. Yes, trillions. It's a lot to ask. Some specialists, however, are not dismissing it. According to Changely, a significant cryptocurrency exchange, it may really occur by 2050. They think that 1 penny is more than just a pipe dream. It will need a great deal of patience, but it is really achievable. Even the people who are working on the Shiba Inu initiative believe that this level may be reached in the future. They've said rather plainly that it won't happen right away. But it could come true if you stay, and Shiba Inu continues to develop. According to Luis Delgado, often known as Del Crypto, a prominent analyst in the field, nothing is impossible in the cryptocurrency space. And he's not entirely wrong. There have been some bizarre occurrences in this area. Additionally, there are some quite daring takes, such as from Jason Williams and Yazan, two well-known Bitcoin users. In fact, they are urging Shiba Inu to surpass not merely the 1 cent threshold, but to soar to much greater heights, possibly reaching 5 cents by the conclusion of this year. That's a big call. Even the AI chatbot ChatGPT tried it out and calculated that Shiba Inu had a good probability of passing 1 cent by 2050, and maybe even before that. By 2040, for example. Still, that's quite a wait. But well, it sort of makes you ponder whether $1,000 now may become $1 million later. However, you may ask how Shiba Inu might really achieve the enormous price points we just discussed. For example, what has to happen for something to really blow up? The analyst claims that there is a definite route, and emotion is the first step. According to recent statistics from CoinCodex, there is a generally favorable sentiment around Shiba Inu. While the remainder of the marketplace is still on the decline, around 55% of it is feeling optimistic. And one of the causes of that increasing hope, it is the conviction that Shiba Inu may do yet another astonishing feat. Like the crazy rally that took place between 2020 and 2021. With that type of momentum, things might be different. The expert says we may be in for some jaw-dropping price levels if this run starts up again. According to some forecasts, Shiba Inu will fall somewhere just around 1 cent, while others will go far higher, up to $1 even. At that point, things start to become really exciting. How plausible is that kind of thing now? Some of these objectives, such as the lesser ones, are completely achievable, he said. But it becomes complicated when it comes to larger figures, like 1 penny or particularly $1. And this is the reason. The enormous quantity of Shiba Inu is the only thing preventing it from reaching $1. Coins still in circulation number in the hundreds of billions, more than any other cryptocurrency in the top 100. With all of those coins still in circulation, the expert claims that Shiba Inu's market capitalization would be incredibly enormous if it were to somehow reach $1. This goes well beyond gold and the total amount of money in a nation. It just wouldn't make logic unless something significant occurred before. So what must take place? The secret is to burn the supply as thoroughly as possible. A $1 price may really become feasible if the Shiba Inu ecosystem crew managed to execute a massive burn that eliminated perhaps 90% or more of the whole supply. With tens of trillions remaining, we would still need another significant effort. However, a $1 Shiba Inu would suddenly become completely feasible if the supply miraculously fell all the way to around 100 billion tokens. A move like that would increase returns dramatically. Give it some thought. The expert claims that if you were to purchase 1 million coins today for a little stake, and Shiba Inu made that crazy surge because of a huge supply burn, that little bag may be worth $1 million. History would be being repeated. Unfortunately, the analyst says it is quite difficult to execute such a large burn. There is no direct control over the supply by the Shiba Inu squad. They would need to purchase trillions of tokens before they could just press a button and take them out. That's just not a feasible objective at this time, to be honest. Even still, the prospect has many excited despite its slightness. Because anything can happen with cryptocurrency, as the expert states. When we zoom out and see the long-term image, Shiba Inu continue to appear stunning. And it's all due to the true values that Shiba Inu uphold. As the lead marketer Lucy said in her most recent post, Shiba Inu began as an experiment. No elaborate plan, no large investment. Ryoshi came up with the straightforward notion to totally empower the people. Being referred to as simply another meme currency, it has evolved into a powerful worldwide force that has transformed actual lives. Homes for families, debt repayment, and the realization of goals. Shiba Inu evolved from a mere token. It turned into optimism for common people. And when Kusama took over from Ryoshi, that vision only expanded. We now have a community that is constantly growing, a complete ecology, and actual infrastructure with Shibarium. There are no billionaires or businesses in charge. People alone, the Shiba army, moving ahead. Because of this, Shiba Inu are still important today. Price isn't the only consideration. What it symbolizes is also important. Community, liberty, and the strength of faith in a greater power. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.